you get notified immediately as soon as I go live. Now, another thing is on Facebook, you can join lots of different challenges on my Facebook group, which is just down below. And then that way, if you are in the group, give StreamYard permission and they will let me know who I'm talking to when I'm going live. So if you are watching this on a replay, it is live. I may be talking back and forth. But in any event, I'm just happy that you're here. So this is card sketch number 144. Oh my goodness. I love card sketches. I think card sketches inspire people to make cards on their own that basically they may never have thought of that particular layout. And this is what's to inspire you and to enable you to make cards. And that's my whole goal by doing all these different lives and everything. So also another thing is by being a part of the group, you can then enter into sketch challenges. You can enter into my mystery challenges. And then if you do live in Canada, you could get some product mailed to you. Or if you live outside of Canada, I can give you a tutorial. So like I say, this is card sketch number 144. It's a very simple card, but I'm going to switch it up a little bit to give you a couple of different ideas that are on there. So I'm hoping that this will inspire you to do some different things as we go along. So a regular card base, it says layer 1 and layer 2, but layer 1 is this particular piece here and layer 2 is this. This represents an image, this represents an image, and then a sentiment there. So very, very easy sketch today. So I am using my Nested Friends. This is an amazing stamp set. It's also one that we are using for our stamp set of the no, this is your creativity awaits, which is a monthly class that I do each and every month. It can be by distance. Well, it's all by distance. And basically you get a PDF, you get 8 cards, 4 different designs, but I'm using this particular stamp set and these dies. I want to explain a couple of things about these dies. They really do have some amazing different things in here, but it's this die that I want to show you. And where did I put that? Let's see. Well, I'll come across it and, oh, here it is. This die cuts out the most intricate layer that goes onto this part here. And it honestly just makes it look completely like a nest. Oh, you're waiting. Betty's waiting for the snow to start. Well, in Kamloops, we have lots and lots of snow coming down. It's now turning into freezing rain, so I'm staying indoors. I'm not going anywhere. All right, so anyways, back to this. We have some different leaves here. We have this part of this die that cuts out this beautiful image, and then this cuts out this image. And then, of course, we have speckles because you need speckles if you're going to do some eggs. And another thing that it cuts out a bird as well. So we're going to make, like I say, we're going to use that particular, this particular sketch. So what I have here is, and we're going to use something else that's coming out in an online exclusive. This online exclusive is coming available to customers as of March the 1st. And I am today using part of it, which is these 3D embossing folders. Now, these are called basic embossing folders. They come in 3s. They have some pretty neat images on here. They have some spots, and they're bigger spots. I'm not sure what this one is, but we are using this hatched one. And take a look at this. This really, if you can see it, it's an amazing embossing folder. I can see myself using this lots and lots, that's for sure. All right. So I have a piece of cardstock. I'm using crumb cake today, and I have this measured at 4 1/4 by 8 inches, I believe it is. Yes, by 8 inches. And I've scored it at 5 1/2 inches. So we're going to go ahead and fold this in. And my thought process on this particular card was, let's do a peekaboo card. So a peekaboo card usually doesn't have anything in between. Like it's going to go like this is what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this down here. And then well, actually, if I put this on the inside, you'll see what I'm talking about. So it's going to go like this, and then like this, and then these images are going to go on here. So they are, this is, like I say, it's just going to create more of a peekaboo type effect. Now, normally you put the images on there, but what I'm going to do with this particular one is I'm going to use a window sheet in here so that we can actually attach different things on that window sheet as well. All right, so let's get started on this. Now, this is not a normal size. Normally what I would do on this particular card is I would put a regular 4 by 5 1/4 inside. So let's see if I've got one of those pieces here. Yes, that'll work. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach that right now. And the reason being is I want to be able to see, I want you to be able to see what's going on here. So I'm going to come in with my glue and let's just that one I think is almost empty. So let's come in and I'll just grab another glue, which I happen to have right here. And we're just going to go ahead and fix this. Now, one thing when you are applying this glue, you do not want to go right to the edge, because if you do go to the edge, what happens is the glue smooshes out, right? So let's just go in like this. Like I say, I'm just prepping the bottom base so that I can tell what this is going to look like. Now, I do have 2 pieces of this pool party. Doesn't crumb cake and pool party look amazing together? I think they're just some of the best. So I've gone ahead, and this piece happens to be 2 1/4 inches by 4 inches. And this piece here happens to be 1 3/4. This particular piece here is 1 3/4 by 4 inches, but this piece is 2 inches. So in your sketch, this is showing, oh dear, I'm going to have to change this because this is actually 2.5 inches up at the top. Yes, this is 2.5 by 4, and this is 2 inches by 4. And then I've gone ahead and put some different, no, I'm right, never mind. What I've done is this looks like a continuance of the whole piece, but I've just done a bit of a change up. So this is going to go onto here like this and like this. But like I said, I want this to go like a window sheet. Now, you can use the backings of your photopolymer stamp sets or the ones that your stamps are on, and you can cut these off and use these pieces. But I'm going to go in and I'm going to attach this on this side, and then I'm also going to attach it on this bottom part. So let me go in and I'm going to use tear and tape on this. It's hard to see this on camera, so that's why I'm trying to be. So I'm just going to use this. You could use glue dots. You could use glue dots. You could use glue you could use. But I'm just coming in with my tear and tape. I find I have more control with my tear and tape at this point. Now you see what I'm doing is I'm just using a gift card actually, and I'm just using that to tear my tape evenly on the ends. All right, so let's show how this starts to go. So we're just going to take this piece off here. And what I want to do is I want to attach it in such a way. This piece is going to go down here. All right. So I'm going to attach this right about there. And you see that's going to be as a see-through. Now what we want to do is keep this in place right here. We're going to take off our tear and tape off of here. And this is probably, now you do not have to do this window sheet. I just find that it reinforces the card a little bit better. So this is just going to come down here, and then I'm just putting that on there. Now, and we're going to turn around and hide these pieces with that designer series paper, so we're not going to see it. So I have this piece here. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue that right onto there. Geez, I like this hatched. Thatched, I think, is more the word of here. So we're just going to attach that right there. So and then we're going to attach right here. I really like this pool party and crumb cake together. Crumb cake goes so nice with the pastel type colors. Like I say, this is part of the Your Creativity for the month of March, I guess it is the cutoff. All right. So now what we want to do is we just want to go ahead and I'm going to start making these images and sentiments there. All right, so I do have a piece of basic white, and what we're going to do is we are going to stamp this particular image, this image, this image, and this image. We're going to stamp those in memento, because what we want to do is we want to do the coloring of this in our stamping blends. And of course, this is using the blends are alcohol. This is a water-based thing, ink, so it's not going to turn around, and it's not going to blur and blend in. Whereas if we used like solvent, it's got a line right across there. That's weird. You know what? I'm going to turn that piece over, and we're going to do that again. Go just like so. And I'm going to show you a trick also with we're going to have it partly seen through, and because our blends do bleed through, I'm going to just show you a trick that we're going to end up doing. So we're just going to have this piece here, and we're going to have our birds as well. Our bird. We're not going to have two birds. We'll just have one bird. And then we're going to kind of let that dry a little bit. I prefer to cut my images out first. And the reason I like to do that first is so that I do not have any of, I don't do all that coloring and then go in and cut them. Because then what happens is if you don't cut them correctly, it doesn't turn out very good. So I've gone ahead and I've already cut those images out already. So now what we want to do is we want to go in and color these. So the blend colors that I've used on here is I am using the light and dark mint macaron. I'm trying to keep this quite a subtle card. I am going to use light pool party. We are using light and dark crumb cake. And dark crumb cake. It looks like I've got my ends mixed up here. And then I'm also going to use some soft suede, light soft suede, and probably going to color maybe some dark pool party and some balmy blue. All right, so I've gone ahead and I've colored my leaves, and I've gone in with my macaron. And I've just colored these leaves, and there's quite a few leaves that are in here. I'm not going to color this whole thing, but I'm going to give you an idea of how I kind of did this. Like I say, I wanted subtle colors. So just so that we have a bit of blending in here, I'm just going to come in with my dark mint macaron. And I'm using the lines that Stampin' Up has given us in these images. And then what I usually always do is come back in with the lighter color and go in circles. And what that does is it takes away those distinctive lines that you've created with the dark ones. So you can see that they've been taken away. Then we can continue to do all the rest of that. And then I have the light crumb cake. goodness. And I'm just going to come in and I'm going to color the base of this nest. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm saturating the paper. When you use your stamping blends, what you want to do is you want to saturate your paper so that when you start bringing in other colors, you can start blending it easier. And that's the one concept that a lot of people don't understand. They think that they have to leave colors and lines. You shouldn't have a distinctive line in your coloring. So this has given us kind of a base color to this. I'm going to come in with my dark crumb cake. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and I like using the brush end here. Now I've kind of got it done loosely there. And now I'm going to come back in and I'm going to color in circles to take away those lines that are there. Now also on here, we're going to want to put some darker crumb cake. So I'm just putting some lines in there. And you know, I like using the bullet end on here too. So you can see we're going to try to get some highlights in here. And see, it looks like we have a bunch of lines on there. And this is where the beauty of coming back in with that other, the light crumb cake and going in circles, how you're blending those colors in. And I'll show you how that looks in just a second here. Like I say, we want the bottom of this nest to be a little bit darker to give us that depth, right? Like I say, by doing this, we're creating depth and we're blending those colors in. So see how we're removing some of those lines and making it look like it's part of the picture there. Now I'm going to come in with my soft suede, my light soft suede, and we're just going to put a bit more color. Oh, I can tell that my soft suede is almost dead on one part. So we're going to just try to get a little bit more darkness in this part here. And then I'm going to come in again with my light crumb cake and bring that in like that. Now, as you probably have thought, what's going to happen is, and if you've played with your stamping blends at all, you're going to notice that it has now started to bleed through to the back. And that means that we're doing something. We're blending and getting those colors blended. And that's what you want. But this is what's going to happen is that part of the card's going to show there. So I've got something else done that we're going to work on. And I'll show you that in just a second. So I continue to color that. And I actually have one of those already colored. So we have that. And then we also have our branches. So we can come in with our crumb cake, our light and dark crumb cake on here as well. So I'm just laying down the color with the light crumb cake. And then I'm going to come in with my dark crumb cake. Let's get some of these lines, pick up some of these lines that Stampin' Up has. And again, I'm going to come in with my light and we're going to go in circles to remove those colors, but give us the blending that's in there. And so that's what's going to give us like that. And again, that comes through as well. But because I've got the coloring done, I already have that done. Well, I did have that done. Just bear with me and I'll just come in with my, well, that's no good. Here's this one. So that's already colored. Now you'll notice on these particular ones, what I've done, and we'll color our bird in just a second. I like using light pool party and I like going around and I like coloring the outline parts of this white. And the reason being for that is that pops it up off of the card. So this also has the light pool party around it as well. So now what we're also going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to color our bird. Now I'm going to do this like a pool party type bird. I'm going to also use a tiny bit of balmy blue on here, just to give some more of the darker highlights. And then what I can do also is to come back in here. And I'm leaving some white. And if I haven't left white, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my color lifter. And I'm just going to bring off and blend some of that white together. Okay. And you know what? It also would look pretty good with a tiny bit of the light crumb cake. So we're just going to put a bit of crumb cake also on here. And then we'll come back in with that light pool party and just blend that in. Just like that. Now what we can do is we can continue to put our card together. Now we also need a sentiment. So in this bird stamp, it's got some pretty amazing sentiments on here. So we have best friends make good times better and the hard times easier. Thank you. Birthday wishes, always thinking of you. You know what? I think what I could do is, I don't know if this will fit, but I do have this particular, I don't think that's going to fit. So I do have a piece that's 3/4 of an inch. So I think what I might do is go and put the thank you on there. Or you know what? I think maybe I could even use the good friends. So to make it show up, I'm going to use Early Espresso. And this is a funny stamp. Always when you stamp a stamp, see how low that best friends is? It's on there. So I'm going to actually take my stamp and I'm going to move it up. And hopefully I've got that in the right spot. Yeah, not bad. Maybe we'll take it and stamp it just a bit down. There we go. That's better. So we have that as our sentiment. And then I said that I was going to give you a tip because the back of this is going to show, right? So what I did was I cut out 2 of these pieces like this, and we're going to glue that together. And then when I put this on this card, you're not going to see the coloring on the back right here. So let's go ahead and just glue that together. We might want to let this set in let it set just a bit so that we can glue it together. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to put the branch here. Now I think the branch is going to go this way. Let's see how that's going to look. Let's turn it about and put this on here. So we just want that together. And like I say, that's going to hide the coloring that's on the other side. This is going to go right about here. Now I don't think branches go down like that, do they? No, they're going to go up. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually, I'm going to glue this part on down here. So let's go ahead and put this on here. Now, I want to pop it up, but I do not want to have dimensionals on the back of that because I don't want it to show through. So I'm going to just put some up at the top here. I say the top up here. I'm going to take some of this strip part here. These are the best parts of the whole dimensionals, I think, are these strips. So if that goes there, this is going to go just down right along this edge right here. Just going to move this up just a tad. And let's just take this off. And this is just going to go on here like so. Now the bird can go right about here. So we're going to pop it up as well. And use 2 of these. Part 1's there. Good morning. Yeah, I usually do my sketches on a Saturday, but because of the class, the beginner's class that I was giving at the Japanese Culture Center, we basically, I had to do this like that. So this is just going to go here. Now, I don't know how this is going to look, but I do have my pool party, and I have the smaller blending brush. And I'm thinking that what I want to do is I kind of want to do a bit of blending on the inside of this card. And this is where, just like this. And then let's put a tiny bit of blending on this part as well. We're not going to cover the whole thing. Just a tiny bit to take that starkness off. We could have layered this as well. That would have looked quite nice actually layered with crumb cake. And I'm actually going to put it over to this side. Let's see. I've got some crumb cake. Let me go, and I think this is going to be too wide. You know what? I am going to cut this. So I'll just bring in my little trimmer. This one happens to be, so it'll be 3 inches that we're going to cut this. And then this one I think is 3/4, and I'm going to cut it by 1 inch. So I'm just going to go in and put that in there. And then that'll kind of give us a tiny bit of a border on there, and it might look a little bit better. Yeah, that'll look just a bit better on there. Hello. All right, so we're just going to put that on there. So I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back here. And one more. And we'll just put that on there. And then, of course, what we have to do is we have to come in and put some embellishments. Now, I could have used some twine on here as well, but I think I'm going to leave that part off. I don't want that right in the middle. Could have put it off to the one side over there. No, you know what? I'm going to leave that like that. And then I have these dots. These are the essential dots, and I really like these crumb cake ones. So I'm just going to come in and let's just go ahead and put a couple of those on here. Oops. And just like there. And there's our card. It's given us, it's back to the sketch. So you can see where I've got this. These pieces here are pieces that basically I've added on to the card base. I did cut out this 1-inch strip out of this piece because I went and I put like the window sheet in there. And then this is one image, and this is the bird image as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. Do not forget to, hello. Spring is just around the corner. That's for sure. Like, I don't know, after you saw our weather outside, I know when I woke up and looked outside and saw the white all over, I went, oh no. In any event. All right. Oh, thank you. All right. So what is happening? So this card sketch, don't forget to go and I'm going to actually do it like this. The card sketch, go into the group. The group is down below. It's just down below here in the video. And basically, you can enter into your card sketch using this. It's card sketch number 144. And like I say, once a month, I do a random draw. I do 2 draws, one for a sketch challenge, one for a mystery challenge. And basically, I share a product if you live in Canada. And if you live outside of Canada, I give a tutorial because of the Stampin' Up rules and regulations. And then what's happening? Tomorrow, I'm coming on live with a fancy fold. I'm going to show something that I kind of did in a stamp camp with using different product and showing, because spring is in the air, like Kay says. I think what we really need to do is start thinking about Easter. I think is I've done my St. Patrick's, so now I'm thinking more about Easter. I know if any of you have grandchildren that live further away, you need to start thinking about getting those cards ready to get in the mail. Oh, this is such a nice set. It really is. It is nice. And like I say, this part here, this die is amazing as well. I'll be doing another few cards with that. So Monday at 11 o'clock Pacific time, I'll be going live. And then again on Tuesday with my technique class. Remember, if you like this, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate that you do share it. And also, if you do live in Canada and do not have a demonstrator, I'd love to be your demonstrator. Just reach out if you have any questions at all. I do have a fairly generous online program that I have for my online customers. In any event, you guys, have a great day. Have a great rest of the weekend. It is Family Day tomorrow for most of the Canadians, but I'll still be on here. I have no days off. In any event, you guys, have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.